that Audi is something which everybody's really interested in. I mean, the A6 or the A6 E-Tron concept. And that's a really interesting car. I think designers, it's an interesting thing from a design perspective for being this elegant product, for being something that we're seeing that comes after, if you like, the sort of Porsche-based e-tron thing that we saw. But I suppose what's significant about it is it's actually going, hey, look, this is what a mainstream electric Audi should be. Instead of sort of, by positioning it as an A6, that's the name it's been given, despite being a fastback like an A7. It very much seems to be Audi saying, hey, look, this is new heartland. This is not like a sub-brand so much e-tron. This is center stage. And to see that they've managed to carry off what looked to be very elegant proportions while still having, a big range and a modern electric powertrain, it looks really impressive, I think.
I agree. Yeah, most definitely. I mean, proportionally, they've shifted things around a bit, right? Because it has a much longer wheelbase, therefore shorter overhangs as well. So it's going to be a more spacious interior. What I love about it is, and Audi's always been great at this game, is the technology game, right? I mean, if we avoid such gimmicks like, playing a video game through the headlamps themselves and how slim they are is really something that I like, and that I think obviously through advancements of technology they've been able to achieve, and something that I would have expected much sooner. And the tail lamp, of course, the single continuous band around the rear is something that we've seen time and time again, but it's a very different approach in that Audi's is more 3D. It's not flush at all with the body. It's in fact a bit of an aerodynamic element into the rear. So yeah, traditional sedan, yes. But I think they've done it, in a very nice way. We haven't seen the interior yet, of course, but there is one element on the body side, and they do this across all e-trons, is this black element above the rocker, and it just. I wish that it extended into the front wheel well, and I just did a little mock-up picture that I posted on Twitter. But it's something that they've done through all of their e-tron vehicles. It's kind of a brand signifier, and that, I don't know, I think, from a surfacing perspective, it could have been a bit better.
Yeah, I mean, as a device, obviously that visually slims the depth of the body side. You could argue they don't need to, but I mean, it does make that car what it is in many respects, fairly conventional proportions. And actually, what I also think is interesting is the way that design actually extends from the Audi A5 Sportback from 15 years ago.
That's right.
And fascinating. I remember talking to Akin Badstumer, who was the head of exterior design at Audi at the time, and he was describing how actually to make that design happen, they really had to push from a design side, say, look, it's not just a hatchback as it used to be known. This is a fastback. And of course, Audi pioneered with that product and set this sort of genre. And in many ways, other brands are following. And now we're seeing them sort of redouble their efforts with this product, because actually it's got that. You call it a sedan, I'd call it a fastback. It's got this really fast back. It's got quite an elegant design. It is quite sporty. It's not your conventional 3-box. So actually, I think they're using their legacy there quite well. And I'm quite intrigued to see how intrigued to see the interior, and also intrigued to see how the final production design will be when it comes through.
Yes, I don't think it'll change much, but I think the first Sportback was actually the A7, and that was the one that broke the mold under De Silva.
Sure.
And this car is actually much closer in size to that than it is the A6, kind of sits in the middle.